So, I recently played through Mad Max, and I just had some thoughts and opinions on the whole game. Mad Max comes from the studio that brought us such hits as Batman, insert subtitle here, and Shadow of Mordor. The main gameplay difference between those games is that we're trading in stealth for badass muscle cars with harpoon guns. And, oh yeah, harpoon guns. For the first couple hours, things are great and amazing. But then things go from exciting, to bland, to repetitive, to goddamn mind-numbing. There aren't a whole lot of locations in Mad Max's open world, so if you don't like the idea of driving along stretches of sand-covered road in search of a handful of scrap in a generic scavenge site, then you might already want to give this one a pass. Scrap, by the way, is the currency used to buy upgrades for Mad Max in his car, and the easiest/best way to obtain is by waiting. Whenever you take down a camp, you'll periodically be awarded 20 scrap from that camp. No matter how much you loot and scavenge and try, the best way to obtain scrap in the mid to late game is to wait for it to come to you. This game is likely 30 hours long, max, as a joke. I did most of the side quests, but the prospect of upgrading the 4 strongholds and doing fetch quest for a doomed civilization quickly lost its appeal. If you can't already tell from what I've been saying, the game falls flat in its utter lack of content. Sure, there's a lot to do, but it's the same thing over and over. The combat is a heavily watered down take on the Batman fighting system. There's no real strategy, just keep pushing X until the bad men leave you alone. And keep pushing X, and don't stop pushing X, and keep pushing X, and don't push B because it doesn't do anything. Push X some more. Unfortunately, Max's equipment in foot combat starts and ends with his shotgun. The car has a harpoon gun, a sniper rifle, which you'll rarely ever use, and a rocket launcher, and the worst flamethrower I have ever seen in a video game, making your combat choices in any scenario pretty much limited. Now, car combat suffers the same flaws as every other combat. The harpoon gun can disable any enemy vehicle by just ripping off a tire, and once you've done that, the enemy is helpless. So once you've upgraded the harpoon gun to full, which, by the way, doesn't take that long, vehicular battles have become a breeze. I'd also like to point out that there's no customizing your car other than your choice of paint job and decal, but all cars, no matter the handling stat, will slide around and bounce like a buttered flubber on ice, making the only real car choice is some kind of armored bruiser. Other things you need to do 100 times in the wasteland that seem to be fun after the 3rd or 4th time include destroying scarecrows, eliminating snipers, and racing, which is fucking god-awful and has no reward for your efforts. You can't even use your own built car. Why would the developers not allow you to use the car that you've built to race? I mentioned the locales before, and some of the scenery and places you discover are truly unique and interesting, but there are few and far between. My favorite mission in the whole game was when Max is sent on a suicide mission to get some some Christmas lights. Not kidding, he wants goddamn Christmas lights. But anyway, Max has to go to the ruins of like an airport that's been swallowed by the desert. It's creepy, it's atmospheric, and it really pulled me into the game. Sadly, the developers knew that it was a cool location and send you back there 2 missions later so you can punch guys, and that just feels like a goddamn chore at that point. I truly wanted to like this game. It was fun for the first few hours, but when the realization set in that this is it, they've shown you all they have to offer, it became more of a chore to push through, just so I could see what happens to the one likable character in the game. Spoiler ahead. It does not end well. I know Mad Max isn't known for its plot, but at the end of the movies you felt like at least Max did something good. Not here though. You feel cheated. You feel upset that you were forced to commit atrocious acts and help no one while committing them. Oh god. Anyway, 4 out of 10, wouldn't witness again. Bonus clip. You know what's the worst thing ever? clearing a minefield. I nearly forgot to mention this. You have to get a small buggy that has no weapons, no boost, drives slow, has the worst fucking handling in the game, but it does have your dog in the backseat, who will bark in the direction of mines, so you can roll up to them, get out of the car, disarm the mine by holding A, and then go get back in the car. That's it. That's all the fun. And you gotta do that 36 times if you're a completionist. I'm not, though. I don't hate myself that much. Fuck this game. Good night.